Hello, Northwest Kansas. This is America Weather Streaming Channel meteorologist Chris Romick here in Atwood, Kansas. This afternoon, severe weather coverage of this tornado watch that's in place and now until 10 p.m. here this evening. Our first storm that we've got rolling here is the one that's in Sherman County. This warning, severe thunderstorm warnings in place till 4:30 Central Time, 3:30 Mountain Time. And there is a strong line of severe thunderstorms developing right now. It looks like about the Cheyenne County line, moving back to the Colorado line, went through the Canorado area, another cell developing there around Burlington. And these are moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. And right now, they're not real strong on the radar, but we do show parameters here suggesting as we get towards that 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m., particularly when they get into Rawlins County, Cheyenne County, Decatur County, and the three counties up in Nebraska, that they're going to get potentially some rotation with them and something to continue to watch here this evening. The biggest threat with these storms this afternoon and evening will be the large hail up to 3 inches in diameter and those potential for those isolated tornadoes. We do have a cell, if you look here on our radar, that's to the north of St. Francis. That is kind of heading up there towards the park area, Benkelman. That cell, we need to keep an eye on that. That one could be the next one that pops a warning on it. You see over here towards Oakley and Colby in those areas, that's kind of where we have the upper 50 dew points going towards the lower 60s. That is another area to watch here later this evening along that Highway 83 and eastward down I-70 and Highway 24 there. We could have some potential activity there. I can see that the storm spotters and storm chasers are all kind of gathered right there around that Colby area. Of course, that's kind of a home base there for Northwest Kansas there in Colby. Also here this evening, I don't know, this is kind of our first round. I mean, we've had some practice rounds. We did the severe thunderstorm, or actually turned in a tornado warning on KXXX and all 5 of the Northwest Kansas radio stations that then had a blizzard warning coming in at the same time. That was kind of our first round of trying to do radio and this live coverage with the America Weather Streaming Channel. And we're anticipating that we'll be doing that today. KYVZ Radio in Atwood 106.1 will also be calling in here, and we'll be doing this coverage as these cells work into the other parts of our listening area. Again, we like to, this is kind of the first go around of that. I got meteorologist Nick Dolan will be joining me here shortly. He's from St. Louis. Him and I did some coverage of the tornadoes that were up in Iowa here. Just the last round of severe weather we had with that last system, and we got had 3 tornadoes there. They were technically they were small tornadoes, but there was damage. They were E0 F1 type storms. These here tonight, the parameters are there for some very significant severe rotation potential, and I can kind of show you that here on our next slide. I'll share that screen with you. Our storm relative helicity screen. And I've been kind of posting this on Facebook here much of today. And if you look at this right now, let me make sure we got this showing on the screen. But not sure that that's showing up here yet. But anyway, we got these severe storms that are firing here this afternoon, and something that we'll keep an eye on as we go. I'm not sure we're getting the screen share up here, but again, we got the severe thunderstorms that are in the northern Sherman County to the rural areas heading towards that Cheyenne County line. We got a cell that we're watching up there around St. Francis, and also some cells that are popping up around the Hoxie area to the south and west, and another cell to the north of Colby. So here we'll expect these to continue to fire up the rest of this afternoon, and we'll keep this coverage going. But I'll continue to keep talking here. We're going to figure out how we get this to share the screens here. But again, this is our Northwest Kansas coverage. It'll be live here this evening. Watching these cells pop up. We do got a tornado watch that will be in place up until 10 p.m. here this evening. That includes all of our counties out there in northeastern Colorado, the counties in southwest Nebraska, and all of northwest Kansas. Again, we've got cells here on the radar that are popping up north of St. Francis. We got these in Sherman County that do have the severe thunderstorm warning on them until 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Just the last radar loop here, we saw a cell pop up that's now crossed the Cheyenne County line and is in southern Cheyenne County that will be heading towards the Bird City area here over the next 20 minutes or so. So listeners or watchers and listeners in St. Francis, Bird City, northern parts of rural Sherman County, these cells are moving pretty much to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. Do have the potential for some large hail. I'm watching this cell that's to the north and west of Goodland. It's starting to pick up some intensity. I'm going to watch the southwest side of that cell. It does look like it could be forming a supercell as it's moving here to the north and east. That might be our first tornado warning if that continues to further develop here in the next 10 minutes or so. Again, that cell is getting ready to cross. It's to the west of Highway 27 still, and in that northwestern parts of Sherman County. Again, it will be heading towards the Sherman County line. It'll probably cross 27 right there in right at the Sherman County line. That's kind of where it looks like it's heading towards. Again, if you're traveling up there north of Goodland, there are thunderstorms on 27 to the county line. So those things could have hail. They definitely got downpours and something that you probably don't want to be driving through those. Again, that's our first cells activity. We got now one that's popping up to the north of Colby, probably about 10 miles south of the Rawlins County line on Highway 25. So we'll have potential that cell will move into southern portions of Rawlins County, particularly there on the Sapa Creek and the Kansas or the border of the two counties. Again, these cells are popping up here as we speak at the 4 o'clock hour, and do anticipate more activity as we move into the evening here. Again, that's kind of our radar summary here at 4 o'clock. As far as we look at our temperatures and dew points and all that, our dew point map does show that we have dew points in Atwood of 56. We got 58 in Colby. Thunderstorm, winds are from the southeast, anywhere gusting 25, 35 miles per hour and pumping in that moisture into that system. The upper level low looks like it is the low pressure center is now in that kind of right on the Kansas-Colorado line. So we've got, the moisture's coming into the system. Temperatures have top, the warmest temperatures, those temperatures in the 70s out there in Burlington, and we've got 72 in Colby, 77 up in Ray. That's the area we're in now, and we're really starting to fuel those cells in that area. So let's keep an eye here for the next hour or so in that area of the Kansas-Colorado line on Highway 27. And the Cheyenne, Sherman, Rawlins, Dundee, Hitchcock counties. Those are concern areas as we start to see some of this helicity coming into play, which means the rotation and the storm strengthening. Looking at these helicity models that are just coming down now, it is showing that cell that's to the north, that one we were just talking about that's to the north of Goodland. That thing's picking up some potential rotation as it crosses over Highway 27. It looks like it'll really get going once it gets into southwestern Rawlins County, heading towards that 6 to 7 o'clock here this evening. That's kind of when the helicity starts working into those cells, and then we go through 8 o'clock. We still got a lot of potential. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It looks like that activity starts moving more into the McCook area, Decatur County, the Oberlin areas, places to the north of maybe Selden. But all of Rawlins County is in this kind of bullseye. At Rawlins County, Highway 25 north of Colby definitely is kind of the central area. That's where it crosses that line into those higher dew points or some warmer temperatures. The sun's out there here late this afternoon and kind of feeling the environment for these storms this afternoon and heading towards evening. Oh, we got another warning that just popped up for Cheyenne County. It's got a severe thunderstorm warning for the county and western parts of the county and northeastern Sherman County. This will be until 4:15 p.m. Mountain, 5:15 p.m. Central Time. A severe thunderstorm was located 11 miles north of Ruralton. This is a cell we were talking about that could be crossing over that Highway 27 and have some severe weather with it. Right now, the hazard would be 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, half-dollar size hail, and this is radar indicated. But it would, if you're driving in that 27, that 36 area here, you could experience some large hail. So definitely be precautious there. These wind gusts up there to 60 miles per hour could cause, getting over that, siding, tree damage, small limbs, all that nature. But that area of cells has really come up to a cluster. We need to keep watching that one that's now, kind of crossing over into the Cheyenne-Sherman County line. It does have, it's starting to strengthen on the radar, and that looks like those cells will come together. People in the McDonald area, that is, I would start thinking about maybe watching this and watching these cells here in about a half hour, 20 minutes, because the current track of that cell that could definitely has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. We'll keep an eye on it when it gets towards that McDonald area. Right now, they're getting the north end of this cluster is moving into Bird City, but the strongest part of this cell is probably on that Beaver Creek or crossing that Sherman Cheyenne County line. Again, this is meteorologist Chris Schromick in Atwood. We continue to sitting here messing around trying to get this share screen to work. It's not sharing for me from my end. I don't know if I don't have control of it. Anyway, for now, you're going to have to watch my face, and I believe my screen is not sharing. Look here. Yeah, I am not sharing. But okay, well, I'll just keep talking till again we're watching these cells here. Northwest Kansas tornado watch in place until 10 p.m. this evening. I'm really going to watch these storms that are now. If you're out there watching, there's a cluster that has moved into the southern parts of Cheyenne County. Again, moving to the north and east at about 30 miles per hour. These will be in the McDonald, Bird City areas here over the next 30 minutes and do have the potential for some large hail and damaging wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. We got also speaking about the potential with as we get towards that 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock time frame of some of these becoming stronger and a little bit more severe in the potential with the rotation and tornadic activity. There we go. We got the radar on. So here you can see what we're talking about. This cell right here that's crossing over into the Sherman County line, that is one we're going to keep an eye on. If you're in McDonald, this is what we need to watch, particularly for the potential if that thing picks up any strength. And there's definitely some large hail in this part of the storm that's now to the east of 27, but crossing into that southern parts of Cheyenne County. We do have this watch here in place until for the next 50 minutes. So we're going to have that in place until 5:30, I believe. It will be 5:15. So we got 5:15 Central Time on that watch. So obviously they're kind of anticipating not to be crossing over into the Rawlins County area around the top of the hour. So definitely McDonald, listeners and viewers in McDonald, that is the community that would expect hail. Let's keep an eye on the potential for any rotation in that cell. And the Weather Service, if there are got any storm spotters out there, you can call in. People know that Joe is listening. If you got 106.1, Joe will be doing the reporting. Northwest Kansas Radio is going to be going live on all their 5 stations, and they'll be calling in here as this severe weather continues here this evening. So let's. But again, this is kind of our first round of this severe weather coverage for America's Weather Streaming Channel in Northwest Kansas. America's Weather Streaming Channel is a new startup company. Our goal is to have a 24/7 weather streaming channel that will be able to provide coverage like this live with for areas that really don't have their own meteorologists. We don't have TV stations out here anymore. And something that we think could be a valuable service, particularly with radio emergency management, our county schools. I got a lot of calls today from the local schools about track meets, and we would actually be in the middle of a track meet right now in St. Francis, and I know there's one in Waukene. If you're looking that way, I'm not sure if that one got canceled or not, but I know we had folks calling today about track meets. And again, I think the biggest thing that concern here is hail. Right now, I think your biggest hail potential is right there on that Sherman-Cheyenne County line. Then we got to start thinking about the potential for tornadic activity. It is a tornado watch until 10 p.m. here this evening. And if you're watching here on the television, the radar, you can see that cell now crossing the Sherman County line. I'm sitting here messing my hand around. You probably don't need me to do that. But, that is our current movement. We got the one in southwestern Rawlins County now getting ready to probably cross that Beaver Creek down there in the county. That thing's got some really good rain on it. I'm sure it's coming down very well there. Again, people are going to want rain. This stuff's going to come down pretty hard. So probably run some down into the creeks and draws. But now you can see that cluster that has the severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like we had that one just pop up on that one now that was in Cheyenne, or in northern Cheyenne County, is crossing over into portions of crossing the state line. So this one is in Dundee County, northwestern Cheyenne County. Until 4:30 p.m. You can see the National Weather Service. Again, this one is radar indicated 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail, and impact is similar to the cells that we saw crossing into southern Cheyenne County. We'll have that one in effect here until another hour or so. So we got, again, we were talking earlier, the list, anybody up in Park to the west of Benkelman, parts of between Hagler, Benkelman there, crossing the Highway 34. We do have a severe thunderstorm, probably has hail. So maybe stop your cars there in Benkelman. Don't travel to the west right now. There is hail potentially crossing Highway 34 as we speak. Also, we'll keep our eye back there on the cell that's in the McDonald. I think McDonald, the dairy there between Bird City now. We got rain in Bird City. That stuff is pretty heavy. I don't know if they'd be having any reports of hail, but there is the storms are now moved into the Bird City area. That one in southwestern parts of Rawlins County. We'll keep an eye on that. This is Chris. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Chris. What's going on?
Oh, we got 3 warnings out there.
Yeah, the Weather Service is not updating anything on their website, which is kind of frustrating.
Okay, well, we got it here. I've got this live on YouTube, so we can hear it both ways. So
Say that again.
I got this live up on YouTube, so we'll give it a roll here. But
Okay, can we go on the air?
yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, we got a tornado out there in Akron.
This is 106.1 KYVZ on the phone now with meteorologist Chris Sharmick. He's also with Decision Weather and America's Weather Streaming Channel. Chris, there's 3 warnings out there, and they are kind of starting to pop fairly quickly this afternoon.
Yeah, Joe, we've got severe thunderstorm warnings. One that's probably going to expire here in the northwestern Sherman County. That activity has now crossed into southern Cheyenne County. We got thunderstorms and potentially with hail, damaging winds from Bird City to the county line, moving to the north and east at 30 miles per hour. So listeners in McDonald, please take precaution. Potential is there. Our severe weather indices show at about 5 and 6. These things could start showing rotation. I'm going to watch that cell that's now in southern parts of Cheyenne County. When that gets towards McDonald, we need to keep our eye on that one. But that is the strongest cell out there. There is one that's in southwestern Rawlins County that doesn't have a warning on it, but it's definitely something we need to keep an eye on. Just happened, this is further away from our listening area, but the cell out towards Akron has a tornado warning on it now. There's a cell out there. I haven't seen if that is, see if it's been just radar indicated. Planning source. Weather spotters confirmed a tornado out there south and west of Akron. So we got a tornado warning and a confirmed tornado by weather spotters in northeastern Washington County. So again, this is out there. The dew points aren't even as high out there in Colorado as they are here locally in the northwest Kansas area. So again, we could see particularly McDonald. That cell's getting pretty strong. Let's keep an eye on it. That one up there in northeastern Washington County, southwest of Akron, does have a tornado that's been spotter indicated. So this is something we want to watch here this evening. So Joe, the ones, the warning just did drop in. Okay, now we just got one in Rawlins County. So that cells in Rawlins County now has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. I'll pull up the info on that. Severe thunderstorm warning, northwestern Thomas, western Rawlins County until 5:30 p.m. At 4:30, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles south of McDonald or 19 north of Brewster, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, and trained weather spotters reported quarter-size hail in southwestern Rawlins County. So like we were talking, we kind of expected that was going on with that cell. We do have a spotter that's got hail in southwestern Rawlins County. That one, we got the whole western half of Cheyenne County is going to get rain and this severe weather. Probably most of Rawlins County, at least the the eastern Cheyenne County, western Rawlins County over the next hour. That is where that warning is, and those are moving northeast. So McDonald, north of McDonald, Stratton, Trenton, Atwood. These are the towns that we really need to take precautions here over the next hour or two, because these cells do have the potential of producing a tornado. That is something we need to keep an eye on.
Chris, I noticed earlier this afternoon that we had quite a variance in temperatures. I mean, it was in the 80s in Goodland and Burlington, and in the Hill City area, it was quite a bit chillier earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, Joe, we had breaks in the clouds out here to the west. Like you said, those temperatures popped up into the 70s and 80s. This is the same area we're watching for the potential for these to fuel up. And again, the parameters are there. We've been talking about it pretty much all day on Facebook and that. I think everybody's prepared for this. So next hour, those warnings are what we're watching. Make sure they don't become tornadic.
Chris, if you would, before we let you go for a little bit here this afternoon, you might tell folks how you're streaming online and folks can watch kind of up-to-the-minute weather coverage.
Right now, we got this radar and me up here talking in the weather studio, which is actually in Atwood here. We got the American Weather Streaming Channel's backdrop up, and we've got, go to myweathernow.com. You can see it live on YouTube. And also our Weather Valet phone app at My Weather Valet Now. You can sign up on there. You'll get updates. You can talk with a subscription. You can send us direct messages back and forth, and our meteorology team will communicate with you on what's going on.
Chris, would it be easier for us just to keep you on the line, or would you like for us to cut you loose for a while?
I need to cut loose. Colby's trying to call me.
Okay, all right. That's meteorologist Chris Sharmick at Decision Weather Now, as well as America's Weather Streaming Channel. Chris will, I'm sure, be in touch with you here shortly.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
For KYVZ, I'm Joe Missouri. Good afternoon, Rocky Media.
Hey, Joel, it's Chris.
Hey, you got a moment for us?
I sure do.
Cool, buddy. Hang on just a second.
Gotta. Again, though, if you're listening here, watching here on YouTube, we do have this confirmed tornado out here in Akron or northeastern Washington County. It was by a spotter. People in Akron need to take precautions on that. It's going to be moving through Akron with a potential tornado on the ground. Back here in northwestern Kansas, our home base, you see where we're at, Atwood. That's where we are physically located at this time. We are watching that cell down here in southeastern parts of Cheyenne County. And then there's one north of Bird City. These are moving towards Benkelman, Stratton, McDonald, eventually Trenton and Atwood. We need to keep our eye on those cells for the potential for possibility of a tornadic activity popping up. Again, these warnings go until 5:15. The one in Cheyenne County, the one in Dundee County and Rawlins County go to 5:30. If you look up here on the radar, that cell up there in Dundee County has weakened a little bit on the last radar loop. But again, large hail for sure in those. We're waiting here for Joel to come back on KXXX radio. If you are tuning in and watching, this is new for us. We should have meteorologist Nick Dolan here joining me later. He's in St. Louis. He'll take some of this for me, give you some perspective, and let me get a drink of water as we go. But again, Nick, I got to do some severe storms in Iowa with him here, and Timmy Albertson was actually in Des Moines, and around noontime we did get some video footage, and that was kind of neat. Timmy drove down from Wisconsin, or actually Duluth, I guess that's Minnesota, to Des Moines, and did that for us. And me and Nick did the coverage on that, and he'll be joining me here shortly this evening. We got a team of us that do this live coverage. Again, this is our first multi-cell warning one. We did the tornado that was in the Grinnell area. I can't even remember now. It's 3-4 weeks ago. I think it's Palm Sunday, maybe. Blizzard, or maybe a week before that. Starting to lose track. You do this stuff every day, and you kind of lose track. And looking at that cell back towards Akron, kind of lost the signature a little bit, but again, people in Akron, that's a dangerous cell up there. I can hear some rumbles of thunder here in Atwood. It looks like that activity is now just to the west of town. It's out on the curve 5 miles out west of Atwood into Bird City. Looks like McDonald will be getting some rain, as well as north, like I said, the whole eastern half of Cheyenne County is now under potential for large hail and wind gusts 60 miles per hour. Spotter did report a 60 or large hail in southwestern Rollins County with that activity that's there. We'll wait for Joel here. Again, we're doing, this is something that, okay.
Sorry about that. We had that down. So you're also doing, so not only are you on 5 radio stations, you're also doing YouTube Live as well.
Yeah, we're doing YouTube Live at myweathernow.com and with America Weather Streaming Channel and Decision Weather here in Atwood. And we're doing the radio. This is the first time, I think we did the one, you probably heard me, about the Grinnell cell, yeah. and that one was probably the first one we tried it on. I was actually on that, and I mean, I've been doing this a long time, 25 years out here, and I don't remember a blizzard and a tornado on the same phone call.
That was pretty intense. I know what you're talking about. You're like, this is something new to me. Chris, got a question for you, and folks on YouTube, this is 790 KXXX in Colby, Kansas, also on KKCI Goodland, KLOE Goodland, also KWGB Colby, and KREQ Colby. And we are Rocky Mountain Media. We are live on our 5 stations, along with Chris Schrammick, who is our meteorologist. He is in our backyard, so we rely on him to get us great information because he is in this area. All right, so Chris, I've had a couple of people ask me, some in the office, some have called and said, you know what, I'm in Sherman County, I'm in Wallace County, I'm in Thomas County, I'm in the area, I'm in the listening area. When do you think the worst of this night is going to be, where people really should be, where they're going to be for the evening before it really gets bad?
Well, right now, if you're in eastern Cheyenne County, western Rollins County, Benkelman, Trenton, Stratton, Max, Atwood, next hour. These cells do have the potential. Our severe weather helicity models are showing at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock. These things start showing indication of rotation. We do have a reported tornado out on that cell southwest of Akron about 30 minutes ago. It was trained spotter did that. So even if those cells out in Colorado, the dew points are lower out there and they didn't get as warm as we did. So the atmosphere is there. So the next hour, we got these warnings that are on them now, severe thunderstorm warnings, probably large hail, with heavy rain, and the wind gusts of 70 miles per hour. We got to watch them. They're now crossing, the highways 36 in both counties. That other one is heading towards Benkelman, going towards Benkelman. Those are the ones to watch. Now the listeners, I'm going to say north of I-70 in Sherman and Thomas County. Actually Sherman County, because there's this low is going to dry slot in that area, that Wallace County. That's kind of where we had them fire warnings. We do got a cell that just popped up southwest of Sharon Springs. So as that dry line and dry air comes in there, those are going to start pushing east and northeast towards Colby, Oakley, probably more towards that 8 o'clock. There's one now firing down there in the Leota area. That stuff's what's going to be heading towards Colby and Oakley around that 8 p.m. That is when we start to get the severe weather rotation indices in that area. But now, through 6 p.m. for sure, now 5 to 6 p.m., Cheyenne, Rawlins, Dundee, and Hitchcock counties are the ones to watch this.
All right, Chris, let's talk about, by the way, we're with meteorologist Chris Schromick here in the Rocky Dam Media Radio Network on the radio and on YouTube Live as well. So, Chris, this weather, this rain and thunderstorms, it's going to be a couple days, so we're going to have some nice beneficial moisture in the tri-state area. Is the worst of the severe weather in the next couple days, is the worst of it tonight?
For us here in Northwest Kansas, yes, it's tonight. This stuff will later tonight and then tomorrow move off to eastern Kansas, the Midwestern states. And then we do have a low pressure trough that has kicked this system out across the Rockies from the Four Corners region today. There's another one sitting there spinning, and that's going to cut off and then meander through here Saturday night and Saturday evening through Sunday. It probably won't have severe weather with it for western Kansas. There could be some isolated thunderstorms, maybe a warning, but I'm not thinking there will be. But it does take a further south and track through southeastern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, which would wrap more rain potentially into the area. So these places, now, these counties are going to pick up upwards to, half-inch of rain with these severe cells. If we get another half-inch with that system there Saturday night, Sunday, we'll be happy. We'll get our rain totals caught up, and maybe we can get some stuff planted and things like that to get the fertilizer down. If the wind ever goes down, we can do that. And then again, that severe weather Sunday and that will be eastern Kansas and again Midwest. Don't think we have to worry about it out here in the plains.
Fantastic. Meteorologist Chris Schromick, thank you for the update. And I will tell you, I've been in radio 39 years. This is the first time ever I've been on the radio